growing on the other side of the house. And so I dug them out because I don't want it to be on my side right up against the house. Like, it was right at the foundation along there, and it had suckered out and whole 9 yards. So I put it here because I have a plan for this spot. There's going to be path coming around to the down the front. I'm not going to worry about this little nasturtium next year because it won't be here. But yes, it's doing. I took it out of its pot and shoved it in there, and it's doing a whole lot better. I got chamomile. Wild chamomile is doing well, growing there. Yarrow. Sunflowers. More plantains doing their things, and sunflowers in this mess right here amongst the thistles that's growing in there. And then in here I have carrots, the original ginger mint, a peony, a rhubarb, beets, petunias, a geranium. And I transplanted, see, the ginger mint right here, and this poor chamomile. So I'm turning this end into more gardeny sort of backyard place. And the ginger mint and my peony. Oh, there we go, geranium, and the beets are all doing well. So each year I'll keep adding dirt and stuff, and then it'll get better. Dig out some of the rocks, and yeah, and that petunia is doing really well, and so is the rhubarb, and that nasturtium's doing better now. And I do have to dig out all that ginger mint because it's there. I want a pallet fence along here, and it's in the way, so I have to dig out a whole bunch of that. Tomatoes. And in the last video, I definitely, those 3 little tomatoes on a plate were from my little miniature tomato plants. There's ginger mint. And more tomatoes. And nasturtium. Oh, even this one's got a tomato on it. And, whoops, I did that a little too fast. The hollyhocks. This one leaned over and it's laying in front of my carrots. And the poor lilacs are just buried in the back there. Sunflower. And I accidentally ended up pulling up these carrots, so I shoved them in the dirt because I've done that before, and lots of water, and boom, they're regrowing. So I may actually get other carrots. So yes, there we go. And sunflowers. And these ones I did plant, and this is the lilac bush that they're in, that the wasps are in. Down over in there. Yeah, you can see that. I'm not really scared of bugs, but yeah, I'd like to not get stung. And then at this end, we have this geranium's doing really good and being pretty. And little onions and stuff. And yarrow down in the corner. And over here, we have tomatoes, a tomato to pick. And this is still bendy, but not showing any signs. Whoops. Yeah, it's still bendy, but not showing any signs of leaf. So I'm thinking maybe it didn't make it. More mojito mint and petunias. And, oh, looks like I got tomatoes there too on this little bing, it says. And I bought them with tomatoes. So that's kind of nice. And then you can see where this one is doing, it's got leaves on it. So if I can get it to survive the winter, then yeah, I will have, this tree will come back, and then it'll grow and grow and grow. More mojito mint. And this was the tomato that I got, the ones from that picture of with the sandwich. And this one, whoops, has, where's my, right above my finger is leaves. But yes, it's got leaves. So if, like I said, if they will overwinter, I can survive, then they'll start growing and growing and growing and growing in the spring and over the summer, and life will be good, and that's it. Then they will be doing their thing. So yes, I dug that one puffball little puffball plant of a lilac from there, put the rock in it because I kept stepping in the hole. And this nasturtium is twice as big as it was. The yarrow has taken in here and is doing pretty good. I've got bachelor buttons, and rhubarb is doing really well, but I have to move that one because they're supposed to be where these cinder blocks are. I'm going to turn all this into parking. Just less snow to shovel in the wintertime by putting it there. And so I'm planning on putting the rhubarb right here in front of here and doing some more sort of working with the hill. And there's nasturtium in there, and I've got bachelor buttons and California poppies in there. What you guys doing? And got all sorts of stuff going on in here, and this is such a mess, but hoping to get in here before the end of August and clean this up, but I don't know if I can hold my breath on that one. But yes, got a bunch of pretties, daisies, yarrow, looks like black-eyed Susans, bachelor buttons, and some other plants I don't even know what they are. Popped nasturtium in there. And then on the other evening, I cleaned all of this out along here a little bit so I could find my daisies. I wasn't quite able to finish, ran out of light, but you can see everything back here is doing good. I am hopeful that rose bush will be okay, and you can see everything's doing good. And that nasturtium that I put in there is just perked up and doing wonderful. I think that was another wild bee, not a wasp. Didn't get a good look at it though. And I got some rose hips already. I won't be picking them for use this year. I got all last year's I didn't use. This garden bed piece of garden bed is doing its thing, and got flowers in there, so that's nice. And that thing survived, absolutely wonderful, and I'm so happy about that. Not a lot of growing back along here. It's pretty much the same. There's going to be a big project next year because in here I found rose bushes in there in the back of this lilac. So as much as I love this lilac, I want to cut it all the way back and dig it out and find those rose bushes. Got this all in here. Hasn't gotten all overgrown. Since I dug it out, which is kind of nice. Sometimes it's nice when you do a whole bunch of work, things just stay the same for a while. I got a daisy right there that I need to do something with. It looks like I got a daisy patch, so maybe I'll just try and dig out the grass. And then we got sunflowers and stuff over here and everything being all green, and petunia and a rose, which I'm going to leave that one there. And as we come along here, my daisies are doing wonderful. The goal is to trim this, cut this all back out. I can come out just a smidge more and tidy this all up. And in here, we got everything is doing its due nicely. And the bean is trying to bean. And that lilac, and you can see where I trimmed this here. So that's where the edge of the garden basically is going to be. So I'm not sure I'm going to get this all cleaned out this summer, but definitely plans for next summer. Simon, what are you doing in the garden? Silly boy. Hey, monkey. So yes, there's lots of stuff, and I have 1, 2, 3, and a little one in the back of choke cherries, and just all sorts of stuff. Petunia, pansies and daisies, alfalfa, onions. This over here is a sunflower, lettuce. Not sure why that lettuce died, but it did. And this lettuce, these ones I'm letting go to seed, so it'll fill up with little lettuces. Kind of guarantee I'm going to have little lettuces for tomorrow, for next year. And then I cleaned all that up in here. And these poor sunflowers are so scraggly. But those are bird planted sunflowers. I did not put those in there. This is where I got a bunch of sunflowers from to move around the yard. But what's happening in here that's the most interesting is the shoots. The lilac shoots. I have a whole bunch of lilac shoots coming up in here, which in the land of lilacs is exactly what I wanted to have happen in here. Is I want them to fill this whole thing up, because as pretty as the flowers and stuff are in there, this was supposed to just be a lilac space for the most part. And over here, and you can see the petunias are absolutely loving the pot, and peas are growing. So out here is a good place to grow peas, I'm thinking. I just have to get them in sooner. And then the nasturtiums, and I was right, the petunias handle the wind better than the nasturtiums, because they're both, oh, and this one has a flower on it too. There, and this pea fell over. There. And so everybody's doing good in their new homes. And my carnations, which are growing more like Sweet William or Dianthus, is in here. Some bachelor buttons and some, I got geranium in there, and I found viola babies. So I made sure that they got planted and watered, because they go to seed and then they'll come back up next year. There we go. And everything. So, and then over here on this side, got the daisy I put in there, but down in here, when I was weeding in here, I found wild chamomile, so I just left it. So maybe that's what is those in that other little garden with the bean and the stuff is is the wild chamomile, so that's kind of cool. And then lettuce I've let go to seed. Yeah, in here. You can see, if you just let it go, it just does its own thing, and it actually looks like a weed. Oh. Transplanted a geranium right here, and some daisies, and everybody's doing their due along here. But yes, I did this before Rob was to mow, just to give him an idea where to mow. And sorry about that. That's the second time I've dropped the phone. And petunias, I lost that one. But we have a beautiful columbine just fluffing up there, and it made some seeds. Got some seed heads on it, and lilacs. But yes, look at that sunflower. How tall that is. Like huge. And that's birdseed transfer one. All along in here. And everything's doing its due. Right there. And then this nasturtium has flowers on it too. And you can eat them. I imagine these would be very good. You gonna clear up? There, yeah. Very good with cream cheese in them. And look, little lilac baby shoots right here. It suckered out, which is good. Which is good. And for something to do and to give me an idea of things, I put a petunia there, and geranium and marigolds in there, and they love it. So yes, we're back here, and that's what's happening in the landscaping garden end of things on this pleasant evening in August. And yes, I'm still kind of floored that, you know, today is the 5th of August already, and the sun's setting at 9 o'clock at night, and so it's getting darker earlier. It kind of sucks, eh, Simon? We need more summer, just a little bit longer. More, I don't know, ordinary summer, I guess. But lots of, some sadness of things that failed, and not getting as much done as I could. But at the same time, really appreciating how much stuff I have got done. There's been a lot of shoveling this year. And a lot of work that I have done. And that's part of the reason I do these videos, is not only to share, but I realized it helps me see that, you know, I am accomplishing, that life is good and wonderful, and that I definitely need to be kinder to myself about my accomplishments, because I deserve that. So remember, until next time, remember to be kind to yourself and pat yourself on the back when you do a good job. Because, like, a couple weeks ago, this wasn't like this. Just some more water and some warm weather, and poof, everything is just doing its due. So, peace, love, and happiness, everybody. Until next time, bye.